The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, 500 hours in. I mean, I didn't even finish everything that there is to do. I didn't even finish the third DLC. This world, this music. I took a folk music class when I was in undergrad. And the thing about folk music that is so incredible, especially Eastern Slavic folk music, is this use of this sort of like yodel. I can't do it. But there's this raw, human, earthy, grounded, ethereal vibe to the folk music. Now, of course, we understand that folk music is music that's passed down through generations, not written down, but passed down through people and sung to each other and passed down. And basically it's a bit improvisatory in its nature. It doesn't follow a standard structure. And even though there are folk songs per se, they're a bit freeform. The Witcher 3 by CD Projekt RED is just one of the most incredible games ever made, I think. And this song, The Sword of Destiny, was in one of the trailers that released prior to the game coming out. What I love about it is its intensity. It's raw. It's visceral. And I want to listen to it together. We'll stop and start along the way. I don't really want to stop too much because the song is so good that I feel like it takes away from it if I stop too much. But I want to just talk about it because it is such a... I used to work out to the Witcher 3 soundtrack a lot. Okay. There's just something so virile. And I guess it makes sense because if we look at a character like Geralt of Rivia, that's like virility incarnate, right? So we have to just listen to this together and let's like talk about how it makes us feel. And when you're listening to this, I want you to just close your eyes and imagine the scene. And if you've played The Witcher as much as I have, it's going to be really hard to remove the game from your mind. But let's try just like listening to it as if we're listening to it for the first time and like what kinds of emotions come up. And if you have something that you'd like to share, please share it in the comments. All right, here we go. Sword of Destiny from The Witcher 3. Okay, I'm so sorry. That harmony, there's a dissonance there. There's a clash. And the fact that the one voice is so much higher than the second voice gives us this, it's like teasing apart. It automatically, internally causes us to feel this sort of like on edge sensation. And then you've got the drum playing in the background. And this is just like the first 10 seconds of this song. This band, Percival, is a folk metal band from Poland. And so you hear that in their instrumentation. You hear this sort of intense, they're not using traditional instruments that you or I hear day to day. They're using traditional folk instruments, hurdy-gurdy, viola da gamba, I'm pretty sure. There's a wide variety of instruments that pull us and take us back to a medieval sort of, the time period that The Witcher is set in. And what's cool about it is that there is still this modern sound to it. And so it's the bass, the heavy drums, all the sound underneath that elevates the folk aspects that makes us feel a sense of drama or intensity. Here comes the best part. I mean, like chills, right? Because you have this, and this is very common, and it's very common in folk music to have this sort of, it's not a yodel, but to have this sort of like lilting melody, and it's pure primal energy, and this sense of impending doom or impending danger is sort of like as it ramps up, and it's just unbelievable. I mean, when I hear that, I get chills my whole body. So I'll stop talking. Here we go. It's a short song. It was featured in the trailer, which was called Sword of Destiny. There's something just so powerful. There's no lyrics. It's screaming, and there's so many different elements of human expression that come through in this. And it's just otherworldly, but it's hearkening to a time period that is wrought with strife and danger. And if we think of The Witcher, we think of drowners and all the different monsters that you find that are destroying people, killing people. In the opening gameplay of the first 20 minutes of the game, you stumble upon that griffin who's destroying and killing innocent villagers who need Geralt's help. And there's this sense of, I don't know, it's really hard to tease this away from the material, the source material, because of how intense The Witcher 3 is and the world that CD Projekt RED created around Geralt. And, it's just incredible. I mean, this is one of my, I mean, it's just like something about that just like is very emotionally triggering in a like virile, masculine way. And then the scream, it's just raw. I think that's why it elevates the game. I mean, I think the game is amazing regardless of the music, but the music is elevated in such a way that it's just, it transports us. Yeah, it's absolutely incredible. And yeah, it's good. Hey, it's really helpful if you have a song that you'd like to hear, to just leave a comment below. You don't have to subscribe if you don't want to. It's fine. This is a pleasure for me, and I really love just like talking about video game music. If you want to leave a comment for what I should do next, just let me know, because there's so many good options out there, and I'd love to share them with you. Thanks.